Good morning and welcome to AGORACOM Small Cap Stock News. It's Wednesday, February the 5th, 2014. I've done my morning homework. I've gone through a bunch of press releases and found some good ones to talk about today. In fact, as our regular viewers might know, I've been away for the last couple days. I've been fighting a cold and finally started to feel better, so we're going to do a show today. As you can probably tell, I've still still stuffed up a little bit, but I'm getting through the cold. I'm not the only one these days. Because I missed the last couple days, I actually have about 12 news releases to talk about today. Now, generally, we try to make the show around a 10-minute time frame, but today I think I'll run closer to 15 minutes to catch up on all the news. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the chief market commentator for AGORACOM. As I said, we've got a lot of news to talk about, so I'm going to get right on to it. The first company that I'm going to talk about today is Generate Media, and that's GENER8, the number 8 Media. This company has announced that they're doing a multi-picture 3D conversion deal with Rainmaker Entertainment, which is one of Canada's largest producers of computer-generated animation. These are two leaders in Vancouver's growing film industry, Generate and Rainmaker, and this is their second collaboration. So that's very interesting news. And I'm just pulling up their stock. They're no trading today. The one-year chart I'm looking at now, this company has been on a breakout since October. It just started trading back in April of 2013, late April of 2013. It was a very sleepy stock until the October, and since then it's been on a very powerful move. It is above its 100-day moving average quite convincingly. It's getting close. It's just slightly under its 20-day and getting close to its 50-day. That 50-day is also around a support level, which was former resistance, and I think that comes in at about $1.30. So that's what I'm looking for on that stock. GNR is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Next company is Virtutone Networks. Virtutone Networks had another great month in January of $9.2 million in revenue. This is they just closed off a financing too, and looking towards future record months. This company has really increased their revenue during 2013, now starting into 2014, compared to where they were in 2012. This company is also an AGORACOM sponsor. Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. And I'm just going to pull up their stock chart now. Stock's up half a penny today to 48 cents. The stock has been on a very solid move since October. Is trading above its 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages on good volume. All of this has been happening well. They've been having some record quarters in revenue. So it looks very solid on the news front and on the stock chart. VFX is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Scorpio Gold. Scorpio Gold released drill results from their 70% owned Mineral Ridge project, which is located in Nevada. One of the highlight holes intersected 6.06 grams per ton gold over 10.67 meters at that Mineral Ridge project in Nevada. Very good results there. They have several other holes that you can find the drill results in. I'm always watching for high grade in Nevada. So they've got a very good results there. Stock's flat today on at 27 cents on 21,000 shares traded. Pulling up their stock chart now, And they bought them back in early December and broke through their 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages in later December. And since then, they've been kind of going sideways in January and February. I think this is creating a new base for them to launch from. I'm liking what I'm seeing with this stock chart. I think there's a good chance that I'll be talking about this one on our Best of the Best in Weekly News show. And SGN is their stock symbol. They trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Questerre Energy. Excuse me. Questerre Energy has recently spotted 100% working interest well in west central Alberta. They've confirmed high pressure gas rates, and they're looking forward to the results from this well, with 10 net sections in the area that have not yet been assessed for resources. Positive results could materially improve their Montney resource base. And Questerre, I'm just looking at the stock for today, is up 1 penny to $1.25 on 62.7 or 62,000 shares traded. Looking at their stock chart, they had a very good move since June. Took it all the way from about 70 cents a share, which was the low in June, all the way up to $1.58. Then it gave back some ground in November, December, had a rally off of the December lows, rallied, and then has been giving back some of those gains. So it's now trading slightly below the 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages. I'll be interested to see if it can create a base here. It would be a higher low, which is very encouraging. And I think that would give them a good sort of base to launch and try to make some new 52-week highs in the not-too-distant future. QEC is their stock symbol, and they trade on Toronto. Next up is Premium Exploration. Premium Exploration has their Friday gold deposit in Idaho County, Idaho. And they had some drill results out. One of the holes had a 123-meter intersection of 1.66 grams per ton gold. So very thick intersection there with a very handsome grade for a thick intersection. They had some other details in the press release that you can find on the company's website. Just looking at the stock, and it's down 3.5 cents today to 28.5 cents on 40,000 shares traded. Just looking at the stock chart, it was a sleepy trader until mid-January, and since then it's been going up. And I think that, if memory serves me correctly, that's related to some good drill results from this Idaho project. I remember talking about this company recently, and since then the stock has been a much better performer, although not on huge volume. This company could definitely use some audience building help, but the stock chart's getting much more interesting. PEM is their stock symbol, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Zenyatta. Zenyatta Ventures reported that they're doing some studies on this one-of-a-kind graphite deposit that they have at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and they also announced that they got a government grant to carry out additional research. So it's a very interesting project that they have there, and they're doing a lot of good work in the labs. The stock is up 6 cents today to $2.05 on 58,000 shares traded. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a drink of my coffee. I need a little moisture in the throat there. As I said, it's up 6 cents to $2.05 on 58,000 shares trading. Stock has been under pressure since it topped out there in July. Does look like it's bottoming here. It's creating a base. I think that base is where they're going to move from. I'm actually liking this stock chart as a turnaround play, and I think there's a good chance I could talk about it on Fridays or at the end of the week show, Best of the Best in Weekly News. ZEN is their stock symbol. They trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Endeavour Silver. Endeavour Silver reviewed their 2013 exploration results and their plans for 2014, and they have their financial statements coming out in March. But they went over a very thorough report on the work that they've done on their various different projects and exploration and what they plan on doing with them in the future. They had some very exceptionally good grades of gold and silver in their drilling, and very interesting company. I like Endeavour Silver a lot. It's one of my go-to silver stocks. When people ask me about a good silver stock that I think has a good future ahead of it, Endeavour often comes up on the top of my list. They are up 11 cents today to $5.03 on 162,000 shares of trading. I'm just pulling up their stock chart. They bottomed in June. July had a very strong move until August, gave back some of those gains and didn't bottom until December. And since December has been on a very strong move. It went from December's lows to the 525 level, and then gave back a slight amount of those gains and has been going sort of sideways since it hit that 525 level. It's trading above the 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages on good volume, and I think that this is the next sort of launch base to launch from for this stock. EDR is their stock symbol, and they trade on Toronto. Next up is Kirkland Lake Gold. Kirkland Lake Gold had come out with their operational update and fiscal 2014 third quarter operating results. They had increased their mining grades, the cutoff grade for mining, to just about 1/4 of an ounce per ton. And that increased their head grade for January to 0.45 ounces per ton. Now, that's a 46% increase. Bear in mind that a lot of producers have their head grades in decline, so it's encouraging to see that they have theirs is growing higher. They also had a lot of other important information in there that you can find on the company's website. Stock market liked the news. The stock's up 13 cents today to $3.05 on 212,000 shares of trading. Just pulling up their stock chart now, and this is another one that bottomed in December, has been gaining strength since then. The latest little spike, though, it kind of had a bit of a dip in volume, so that concerns me a little bit, although they do have the bullish sign of being above their 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages. So you've got some sort of mixed messages there for me. KGI is their stock symbol. They trade on Toronto. Next up is Silver Standard. Silver Standard Resources announced that they're acquiring the Marigold project from Goldcorp and Barrick. They'll be purchasing 100% interest in that for $275 million. They talk about the various the highlights of the deal, what that means to Silver Standard, and I think that it puts them in a good position going forward. Market like the news. It's up 48 cents today, or 5.7%. To $8.87 on 365,000 shares trading. This stock bottomed in October, kind of went sideways through until the beginning of December. Since then, it's been on a very solid move. I remember talking about this company down when it was in the $6 range. Couldn't believe that, getting a quality company like Silver Standard at those prices, but I definitely was positive on what I was seeing, and they've been on a very good run since then. They ran from $6 all the way up to $9.60 over about a 6-week period. Have given back a little bit of those gains, but again, not a lot, and it's been going sideways. I think this is creating a new base to launch from. I'm liking what I'm seeing with Silver Standard. Their stock symbol is SSO. Next up is Eastmain Resources. Eastmain Resources has come up with some more drilling results from their Clearwater project, which is located in the James Bay lowlands or James Bay region of Quebec. They had some good intersection. The highlight one was 15.8 meters over 3.83 meters. Had some very high grades in there as well. 2 meters of 59.44 grams per ton. 9 meters of 8.25, 2 meters of 131 grams per ton gold. So very good results there. And just pulling up their stock right now. The stock is up $0.015 to 42.5 cents on 187,000 shares trading. Stock's been performing a lot better since the December lows. And it's going up on a pretty nice kind of a trajectory, and then sort of went sideways for the last couple of weeks after a big move, so I find that very encouraging. They're trading well above their 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages, so some very interesting stuff happening with the stock on that as a stock trend on that company. ER is the stock symbol, and they trade on Toronto. Voice is getting a little tired again here. Sorry about that, folks. Just got a couple left to deal with. The next one up is Continental Gold. Continental Gold has a project down in the Buritica, Colombia, and they had some drill results out. Now, Colombia is not a place that I, often go looking for projects. It's a challenging place to do exploration and mining, but when you get the kind of grades this company gets, I mean, you can't ignore these grades. 8.97 meters of 4.67 grams per ton gold with a subinterval of 1.5 meters of 20 grams. They had a 1.35 meter intersection of 142 grams per ton gold. Plenty of other high-grade intersections, and that's what sort of keeps me interested in this Continental Gold. The stock's down 2 cents today to $3.65 on 202,000 shares of trading. It's been performing much better since early December, trading above its 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages. So it's got an interesting stock chart as well. CNL is their stock symbol. They trade on Toronto. And the final company today is our old friends over there at Fission Uranium. Fission Uranium continues to deliver very high-grade uranium from their drilling. They had their assay results out from their final 20 holes of their summer 2013 drill program at the Patterson Lake South project, and they had 11.1% uranium over 3 meters, and also which is in part of a larger interval of 3 or 8 meters of 4.22% uranium. They also had some good information in there about how this is in context to other drill holes. I encourage you, if you're looking at Fission or are a shareholder, to take a close look at that news. Stock's down 3 cents today to $1.17 on 554,000 shares traded. just looking at their stock chart, and I've really been liking what I've seen over the last couple months. It bottomed in December, and since then it's had a pretty good rally from around, let's say, 98 cents to as much as $1.26. Since that, they've kind of had a slight pullback and have gone a bit sideways. I think that's a new base. The base is above the 2050 and 100-day on good volume. I think that this one is primed to rally and also has a good long-term story. FCU is their stock symbol, and they trade on the venture exchange. So we had a lot of news to cover there since I've been away the last couple of days. I hope the show wasn't too long for you. I think there's a lot of good companies in there for you to do your homework on, and good potential to find some investment winners in there. On that note, that's a wrap for today's news. Don't forget to look for us Monday through Thursday, provided I'm not sick. Then look for our end of the week show, where George Cholis and I go over the best news, companies with the best news that also have very strong stock charts from the week's worth of news. So you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.